Hello, this is G.A.B. Productions. Today we are doing a updated city tour for June 2020. And the reason I'm updating it, even though the city hasn't really changed that much, I'm just gonna, even though the reason I'm updating it, even if the city hasn't changed that much, is because the last episode of it, a city tour. I was just moving my phone from the tripod. I was just kind of rushed near the end of it because my phone was running out of storage and all that. But now my phone doesn't really have that problem as much. At least not. I don't have a time limit on how long I can make my video. So now I can actually make it updated, in full, and I think it'd be really good. So, yeah, let's start in the same place we did last episode, or last city tour. Brixton Retirement Home. Now, as I said last video, the reason I made the Brixton Retirement Home was because I had a lot of old people minifigures that I wanted to do something with. So I made this for that reason. Now you can see the exterior is kind of just rainbow bricks. I kind of maybe want to color this at some point. And yeah. So, and this was actually a house, a creator house, but then I changed it into retirement home. Now you can see in the front, which is where most of the stuff's going on. There's a volunteer, I guess you could say, helping Spider-Man get up into the house, when his wheelchair. And there's a sign that says Brixton Retirement Home, established 1912. I didn't really have any reason to pick 1912. I just picked 1912. Yeah, it's use a big window. And then on the side, there's a smaller little window. Then on the back, there's this part with another window, which I think is quite cool. But yeah, and then on that side, you'll see when I go to the park. But yeah, so you can see actually. So let me show inside. I'm only gonna show the interiors of buildings if they're custom. If they're not custom, I'm not gonna show them. But yes, this is the top floor. There's a little bedroom for where this old guy is sleeping. And then right here, there's just a little chair room with a little chair, which I think is quite nice, and a broom. And yeah, then you can remove the next roof. Or the next... Actually, no, wait, you don't have to remove it for that. But yeah. And then you can see there's a volunteer getting some cups for the people. And then there's an old lady sitting, an old lady and an old man, watching TV. Quite cool. And yeah, so that's that. And yeah, actually behind it, there's a little, to cover up the back, actually, there's a little pizza van. This is the city pizza van. It's a pretty cool little set that's been in the city for quite a while. But now it's here. This is a little table to eat pizza. And I think it's pretty cool. And yeah, so let's just go. Actually, no, let's go right here. So this is the ice cream truck, which this is, I think, a newer addition to the city. I can make a review of this. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just a little ice cream truck, but it's yeah, it's just an ice cream truck. It's like the pizza van set, but it's an ice cream kind of truck. It's different, obviously, but very similar as well. And you see it's just a little display of a person who bought ice cream and the dog's begging for it and all that. And yeah, actually right next to the ice cream truck, there is the train station, which is currently under renovation. I don't know when it'll be renovated, but it's under renovation. You can see from that sign, there's a little cop. Yeah, then right here we have my favorite part of the city, and that is the park. It's called Christensen City Park. This is Christensen City Park, which is named after the founder of Lego, Ole Kirk Christensen. But yeah, so you can see. Let's start over here. So there is a little burger kind of little bar over here. But you can see this was originally at the beach in my city, actually. But I moved it to the park, which is pretty cool. Then there's just a little sign, Christensen City Park, established 1968. Again, 1968, I didn't really have reasoning for that. I just kind of used that date. Yeah, there's a little newspaper stand. And yeah, there's some kids playing tag. Over here behind the sign, there is a there's a little pastry stand or something, and a little popcorn place, was pretty cool. Oh yeah, then there's a little table, a little donut shop, which that's the Target exclusive set. The coffee thing or whatever. Yeah, which I think that's actually quite a cool little set to have. This little hot dog stand, a statue, and behind the signs, a little table. And Yeah, and then there's also this little concert, which is like the Wild Style band from the Lego Movie 2 series. Which, yeah, and then there's just like people sitting. There's also a statue, which I already said, but I didn't mention that it's also a statue of Ole Kirk Christensen, which is quite cool. But yeah, then right behind it, there's a little camper van as well. And yeah, then there's Mr. Gold's Supermart, which this is like a store. It's kind of like a Walmart or like Target or Kmart, maybe you could, I guess, like a kind of a superstore kind of thing, like super center. And I think you can see this little walkway, so you can get from Mr. Gold's Supermart to here, which I think is quite cool. Yeah, and this is actually colored silver, which I think is quite nice. My gold Sharpie didn't work, or I would have made it a gold. Sorry, the minifigure fell down. But yeah, and so there's also a little sign here that says Mr. Gold Supermart, Mr. Gold Supermart. This has Wi-Fi and it's open. But yes, then if you remove the whatever this is, the styrofoam roof, you can see a very nice little interior of the build. And yeah, so there is a little back area with some clothes, some pants, and some like mannequins that are displaying some clothes. Some TVs with security guard guarding them. Some like food and stuff. Some like car supplies. Some toys, and then the cash registers. One of them's currently out of order. This person's taking a break. But yeah, and then is there anything like over here? No, there's just like, yeah, oh, there's also a clearance table over here, which I think is quite cool. But yeah, then there right here on the thing is a lost and found, which has head, which I think is quite nice. And yeah, so lost and found right there. And then some two stickers that say missing and lesson and then music lessons. And yeah, there's also a seat, which I think is quite cool. Actually, right behind the Mr. Gold Supermart, if I put back the roof back on, there is the bridge, which has been in the city for quite a while, and it's like a big landmark, even though it's actually broken, so you can't actually drive across it, but it's still pretty cool. And yeah, then we have this kind of in construction building. Not much to say here. This is gonna be something one day, but for now it's just kind of like under construction. Oh, this is like, but yeah, like have some construction workers tirelessly working away at their like job. And yeah, actually right behind it there is Mia's treehouse set, and then like a little camper, like a little person camping. Which this the train, by the way, actually goes under, like, well, I can't get it through, but it basically goes, you can see it goes under the bridge off to the vast lands, under like a tunnel or something. And yeah, so then we have the bank, which I think this is one of my like favorite little mocks in my city. It's Sharpie blue, which is quite nice. Yeah, it has the it has a little, so let's just get into the thing. So it has, first thing, it has it has a person, technically Mr. Gold. Like not the actual Mr. Gold, but like, supposed to be like like a person named Mr. Gold. And there's a little bank sign, a doorway, big window, a little teller machine outside. And if you remove the roof, you can see there's this room, the like, first room with some more ATMs or teller machines, and then there is like a little person, a vault door, and then a like flash teller, as you could say, like an actual real life teller. And yeah, and then you go to the cell door, and you can see this is kind of like a combination of a cell door, or like not a cell, but like a vault and a little teller desk. And you see a person is sitting in there. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool little thing. And yeah, and right next to it, there is this kind of little apartment kind of thing attached to the Daily Bugle. You can see is the City Pizza. It's pretty cool. I'm not really sure. There's some customization there, but I'm not really gonna show it. There's like a window cleaner, just another apartment. Yeah, and on this side, you can't really see much of the apartment or anything. It's just kind of that. Not like much custom there. And this is just what the city looks like from this angle to begin with. I can't see how this looks, but I will be able to see when the video is uploaded. But yeah, then we have the Daily Bugle, which is not that much custom really anyway either. But there's like a little side building here you can see. And yeah, and then you can see there's a person walking out, there's a parking spot, and if you can see right there, oh, the Facebook notification. But yeah, you can see there's a little cafe there. Which I don't know if you can see that well, but there's a little cafe right there. Which I think is quite cool. And yeah, and right in between this little street, and actually right over there, there is the Lego store. Now there's some customization, but not really like just putting minifigures there, so not really much there I can like say about that. But yeah, there's like, but you can see over there, there's like a person, there's like a mother and a daughter like checking out some of these Lego displays. There's a mother, a father, and a daughter like walking out. And then you can see there's a person who wants to buy the Lego set, so he's taking some money out of his ATM. And yeah, and then right there is just a house. The thing with this is that I made it so this is like the Santa's vacation home when it's not winter. He's like there. So when it eventually becomes winter and I customize this some city for winter time, like I'll make it so this is not like this is kind of abandoned or something. So yeah, so that's supposed to be like Santa and Mrs. Claus, and that's supposed to be like elves, I guess. It'd be better if I had like actual Lego elves, but yeah. Actually, up here, something I forgot. There's a little battle going on. Spider-Man. There's a lizard. There's a TV guy who's like scared, and MJ who's also scared. And yeah, so then we have the baker, which am I still zoomed out? Yeah, we have the baker, which this is just a set, except I customized a little bit. Like I put this sign here. And I also added, there is some custom interior stuff, but first I'm going to show you the outside. So there's a little, like a display. There's a little kid getting some gum out of the gumball machine. There's a little kid, like, walking in, like, running in. There's a staircase leading up to the top patio area, where Steve and Alex are having, like, a little, like, romantic meal, I guess. And there's also a little spinny sign. And actually, on the back, if I just take this, there you can see that actually gave a back to this, and there's actually there's a little door, a window, and some other stuff. And yeah, and actually if you remove this, okay, I can't do that, but yeah, I can't get it off. But yeah, you can see there's like a little, if I just open the store a little bit, there's like a little cashier, there's a person buying something. And then if I use this door to see, there is a little couple having an old couple having a nice like little meal, or a little romantic meal as well, which I think is quite cool. And yeah, so right behind it, so we're moving into the second section, the brown table section, as you could say, like kind of the downtown, I guess you could say. Yeah, and actually the way you can access the downtown from the walking area is by like walking across this little footbridge, which is quite nice. And this leads into the little Spider-Man set. That's like a little bridge or whatever. This actually has a use now because like originally, in like some original displays, it didn't of my Lego City. It didn't really have much use. It was kind of like just a bridge from one end to another. But now it actually has more of a purpose where you can like, if you're down here, you can use a footbridge to walk over here, and vice versa. Yeah, there's actually a little cafe as well, which is quite nice. Floria's Cafe, I think that says. And yeah. And right next to it, there's the football stadium, which this I think isn't like that much use. Actually, me and my brother are planning to get like a modular building or something, and we could like replace that with a modular building or something like that, which I think would be quite cool. And yeah, so then there's also a little street with a street sweeper. Yeah. Then there's the final two buildings in the city. Is these two strip malls. So let's do this one first. I made a whole video on these previously, but like I'm gonna just redo it as part of the city tour. So yeah, so the first is a laundromat and a game brick or game store. But first, let's do the exterior of this. So the laundromat, in front of it, there's a red box, and this guy's like getting a movie. There's a little seat, and then like a really cool sign that says Pinewood Malls, Laundry, Game Brick, Escape Room, and Yoga. Now, the escape room and yoga are over there, but yeah, there's a person like climbing. And yeah, so this is a little display as well. A Percy Jackson display, actually. And the reason I made this is because I had the little Hades minifigure, and I wanted to do something with it. But yeah, and then the exterior of the game store has some like advertising for some games, and also it has Wi-Fi, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so if you take off the roof of this establishment, there is a laundromat, like, interior, which is just people, like, going to these very crude laundry machines and, like, just getting clothes, like Mace Windu, there's Spider-Girl, there's, like, some space, a baseball player, clown, Ebony Maw, pretty cool. And then the game section, Game Brick, is also pretty cool. There's, like, just some people buying games, and, like, really, there's a guy with, like, green hair buying games and all that. It's pretty cool. And yeah, there's also kind of like at GameStop. There's like a little TV display. Also, there's clearance games. Yeah, I think that's the bargain bin, and that's like clearance games or like knickknacks or something like that. Or like, I guess like whatever you call the ones that like you get they display like at the cash register. They display some of those like candies and stuff. That'd be kind of like that before a game store. But yeah, and then the next one, so you can see first is the night bus, which I think is quite cool, like driving down here, off these little ramps. But I don't say much about these ramps. They're just kind of like this street tape. There's just like a ramp of street tape here, like, so you can go up to the other levels. And yeah, so then if you come up here, if you get this, it was actually that raptor set from Jurassic World, still sitting there so many times later. But yeah, so you can see right here, this one is actually gold, which I kind of wish my marker was still working for when I was making Mr. Gold Supermart, because it like would have been better to make that gold. But yeah, so you can see it says escape room hours 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then yoga. Did that say 5 a.m. to 7 a.m.? Yeah, or 7 p.m. But yeah, and the exterior this is quite bland, just kind of like gray or kind of like gold. But yeah, but I think it's a door, and unlike the other one, this one's actually like a connected strip mall kind of thing, which I don't know if that's actually a full thing, it's actually a thing, but it probably is somewhere that like strip mall, but it's like connected. So you can see the first is like this hall, this like hallway that has like a little register things. You can register for like yoga and escape room as well. And yeah, it says registration, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And there's a hallway, and you can go in this room to get to the yoga room. This one's just pretty simple, just a bunch of like people doing yoga. This guy's doing it wrong though, which is why that girl's looking at him, like, accusingly. And yeah, you can see there's also a little boom box with a nice little like music mix or something. That actually says 24 party songs. Does that make sense for like a yoga thing, I guess? Yeah. Then we have an escape room, which the escape room is basically when you like for like a recreational fun thing, you like you go into a room and you try to solve puzzles to get out or something. And yeah, you can see there's some puzzles. There's even a little monitor, so in case it gets stuck, they will like be able to like call this guy and he'll like know. There's like a sink. There's a binoculars, so you can like VR thing, I guess you could say. The cabinet and many other cool things. A map. And yeah, and this one actually has a door because of the concept of escape room, we kind of need a door for that. But yeah, I think that will actually do it for like this like city tour, updated city tour. So yeah, that's this video. If you liked the video, then like it. If you liked it and want to see more, subscribe. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, click the notification bell. And also subscribe to my brother's channel, your boy Jake, and also G.A.B. a Killer. And any of the channels that are in the channels bar, you should subscribe to. And yeah, so that's this video, and we'll see you later. Bye.